Hey guys, hope you're doing really well today or tonight. I want to make a quick video on whether or not you should be bothered making content. Now, it's not such an easy question to answer, just because obviously, like we're in an information age where content's everywhere, and being a content creator can be quite lucrative and also quite fun as well, because obviously you get to talk about what you enjoy. But also, it's hard, and people still need jobs, or businesses still need employees. So it's not super obvious as to whether or not someone should be bothered to make content, especially, and this is the key word, bothered, especially if they don't really enjoy it. So yeah, let's just get into it. So everyone's making content now. Why? Um, I mean, we're in the age of technology. Like I said, the creator economy has exploded. There's so many opportunities to get involved in content each and every day. Um, I mean, from being able to very easily download TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, and or Snapchat or something like that, and be able to create content literally within minutes, if not shorter, and then have it uploaded to potentially hundreds and thousands, even sometimes millions of people, depending on how much views your content gets. But long story short, it's never been easier to leverage views and an audience right now, right? So new opportunities are being created every single day. I think that includes, for example, being able to make money off ad revenue, being able to get involved in sponsorships, being able to get involved in like affiliate marketing, essentially working with brands to sell their product, or even just network in general. Just because more and more people are becoming influencers, and they're understanding, hey, this is actually quite a profitable gig, and it's not something that is like fun and games. I mean, for some it might just be a hobby or something like that. But for a lot of other people, it's a serious business. Creating content and becoming an influencer of sorts. Look, we all consume content now, for good or bad. I really enjoy educational bits on any of my algorithms. If I do, I mean, I try to limit each day, but obviously you have some of the brain rotting kind of content, and you also have some really good educational content as well. So we're all consuming it for good or bad, and obviously it makes it so easy when the algorithms actually know what we enjoy, to just get kind of hooked on and continually consume content each and every day. It might not seem like a lot, just 5 or 10 minutes here and there, but ultimately over the life of our sorry over the time spent doing that in our life, I mean, it's going to add up to a massive amount. And to not be involved in that, I mean, I think could be a lost opportunity for some. For others, it's just, I'm just going to stick to what I know and get it out of it. I like not look at that, right? Or just consume. The barrier to entry has never been lower. All you need is a basic phone and 5 to 10 minutes to post. Like I said before, super easy to do. You don't even need an expensive phone. Something super basic to get you going, and nothing like a microphone or anything like that. It could be something like doing videos, short content, which would take you a short amount of time. These videos take about 10 or 15 minutes per video to record. You can also write online, and especially with AI nowadays, I mean, a lot of the a lot of the content you see online is generated by AI, or it's been manipulated some way in AI, which isn't always a bad thing. I'd say it isn't a bad thing, if you know how to use it right. So, and even drawing and painting, right? Some people get involved in not creating content per se, but they're creating material and value, which can then be repurposed as content online. So really, it's open to lots of different interpretations, and lots of different opportunities for people. So that's why everyone's making content now. It's never been easier, and yeah, it's open, and you get to talk about what you enjoy for the most part, and obviously it can be quite lucrative as well. Now, what if you don't create content, right? All these great things. What if you don't create content? So no one is actually forcing us to create content. It might feel that way, especially if you have certain algorithms on your page telling you that. But if you've ever wondered, or been curious about creating content, just give it a go. I personally really, I love working. I love having a job. Believe it or not, I think a lot of people discount that. the fact that having a job is super valuable in many senses as compared to being a business owner or an influencer. But just give it a go, see how you feel. Worst case scenario, it's a little time capsule to look back on in the future. And as well, just kind of, I think if you can focus on creating content that you actually enjoy, or that you are knowledgeable on, or that you talk about in your daily life without a camera or being paid to talk about it or anything like that, could be quite interesting. It is becoming also, not more normal to be an influencer or content creator. So people understand it's actually legit, right? Which is awesome, because back in the day, people would laugh at you, or they'd kind of, give you a little bit of, push and shove about it. But nowadays it's actually quite honorable to be a good influencer and someone who's actually, has created an audience. It's quite great nowadays. It's not easy to do. It's businesses take years and years to create an audience, and some people are able to do it just very quickly off short form content. So it's insane. We're living in a time where massive wealth and influence is being created so easily. Get involved. So again, I think it's just give it a go. Okay, if it's not for you, that's totally fine. But to not even give it a shot, a little bit crazy. It's kind of the same with like AI, right? If you're someone who's on the fence with AI, and everyone else around you is doing it, getting involved in AI, learning about agents, learning about how to optimize um, their life or what they're doing through AI, and you're too scared to give it a go, you're probably going to be left behind, because it's such an easy barrier. There's such a low barrier to entry. It's such an easy thing to get involved in, and for what you do and what you get out of it when it comes to like AI and content and whatnot, it's just the ROI just can be absolutely massive. So definitely worthwhile. Even if you're not creating, new jobs around video editing, social media, etc., are being created quite regularly. Obviously, those that are seeing the opportunity and jumping into it, they're growing quite good for a lot of people. Some people are not. Some people just, they might give it a go and leave it, which is totally fine. But those that are actually really enjoying it, they're obviously needing to build up a team, needing to build up having advisors in their corner, video editors, um, potentially people to actually record with. So it's a really big thing. The creative economy is massive. It's growing very quickly. Okay, but again, there's no right or wrong. If you don't want to get involved, that's totally fine. But if you've ever thought about it, I think it'd be crazy not to give it a go. Okay, hopefully I've gotten you a little bit interested. So what could you do? Now, personally, I had a massive inaction problem. I couldn't really decide what to create or what to do. I was kind of stuck in the idea that, each channel or each person should have a niche that they are really good at and they're quite knowledgeable in. And as you can see, I've definitely not done that. My channel's very erratic, very all over the place. So be it. I talk about things I enjoy talking about and that I'm personally interested in. So it kind of acts as a place I can just kind of like repeat my learnings, or just help get my thoughts out. So not the worst thing ever, even if I don't get any views. Yeah, personally, I've tried writing and recording shorts and videos on all different topics that interested me. Um, things like property, things like finance, investing, self development, or just random kind of things I'm interested in. Really. Still, they haven't really popped off or anything, but I enjoy making them as they are topics I enjoy. Like I said, make a habit out of it. Okay, this is an important part right now. Okay, now this is kind of what I've done now. Right, I've made a habit out of it. So you can see that for the most part, I'm releasing videos each day. I might have my little stints where I don't for maybe a month or so, but I'll release videos every day. So, but what I do is I'll record a few at once. I'll sit down, grab a coffee or a V in this case, right? I'm a little bit sick, but you got to keep going. Um, yeah, just make a habit out of it. Go somewhere where you feel comfortable. Record, speak to yourself, or feel like you're speaking to more people, and yeah, just kind of see how you feel about it. Start with maybe 5 or 10 minutes a day, right? You might end up, writing for an hour, recording each day to wind down, for example, or you might find that during your lunch break at work, you really enjoy putting 30 minutes into writing, or maybe doing some video calls and then popping them up online for other people to watch. There's so many things you can do. again, it is a little bit tricky for me. So I do have to kind of make it more of a like habit of sorts where I have to. It's like almost doing exercise, right? If you don't really enjoy exercise, but it's a good thing to do, you kind of in a way force yourself to do it, but you make it as enjoyable as you can. You know, you might pick running as your form of cardio instead of biking because you don't like biking. So it's similar to this, right? I'm going to pick the best of what I can do for this, which is talking about finance and other things I'm interested in. If you told me to talk about like trucks or cars or something like that, I'd just absolutely hate it. So, yeah, make a habit out of it and make it as enjoyable as possible, right? Lastly, worst case, you'll have something to look back on in the future. Okay, it's not a big failure if you end up getting no views after 2 or 3 years. So be it. You can, if you want, you can kind of tailor and try and see if you can work the algorithm or try different videos or see which thumbnails do better over others. But ultimately, if it's not moving and this is just a hobby for you, perfectly fine. If it's instead of business, look at it more strategically. But ideally, you haven't just you have a job, you have other things kind of going for you. Um, if you're doing this as well, because it can be hard. It's not super easy. For some, it is. They get lucky or they're very strategic in what they do. And for others, they kind of just for years and years and years, they don't really do too much. And ultimately, it might end up being just like a visual diary that you look back on. So yeah, worst case scenario, I think give it a go. If you don't like it, totally fine. No one's telling you to do this, but I think the opportunity is too great to just ignore it. So, yeah, hopefully you guys have really enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, let me know down below. And otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.